forced not to be able to do much else. He's just gonna have to run around before he gets picked out by those zerglings. Although the zerg can't move the zerglings far out either. If he moves them far out, he's gonna be in a big danger. So the zerg now finally putting down his spire. GGplay meanwhile backing off for a bit, gonna wait for a larger group of Mutalisks, I think, before he starts to try to snipe off those spore colonies. The Zerg needs Scourge now. He needs to, I think would be the smart strategy go. Instead of trying to out-micro GGplay with Mutalisks, which he won't be able to do because he won't be able to do that, he should go for Scourge and stick to his ground attack. GGplay now going for another hatchery for production purposes. Yeah, I think GGplay should just work on production now. That's a good idea. Just get a large mass of Mutalisks, take down those spore colonies. Because if those spore colonies go down, that's it. Especially if they go down before any Scourge or anything from that spire is built. The spire is still not up, I think. It's going up any minute. So GGplay is actually going to focus on that hatchery there. He's not only taking one shot from one of those spore colonies. If he tries to go for that hatchery, I don't know why he quit, because actually if he micros it well enough, he could avoid plenty of direct hits from the spore colony. A bit of a, stalemate going on. So finally, some larvae were doing something. I think that's either Scourge or Mutalisks from that spire. Even more eggs now gonna pump down. GGplay just focusing on that hatchery, and it's a good plan because there's only one spore colony hits. Only he does now fly back to take down one of those zerglings. There we go. Bunch of Scourge now. The Scourge is just gonna have to back off, wait in case GGplay unfortunately gets his Mutalisks out of position and then strike in, because the Zerg is a slightly better defensive posture now because it's quite flies in with a Scourge into GGplay's base. Obviously gonna just try to take out Mutalisks as they spawn. Not a bad strategy. GGplay now expanding, putting down a hatchery at his natural. It's a good idea. He pretty much has a sort of contain on the Zerg. The Zerg is not gonna be able to do anything. He only has those Scourge waiting for Mutalisks. Several Mutalisks also now out for the Zerg, although I think at this point GGplay should slowly but surely be able to take a micro/macro advantage. He also has Scourge out now, so if it goes down to a Mutalisk Scourge battle, GGplay should be able to win. He has very good Mutalisk micromanagement. I don't know why he didn't. I mean, he should have been able to keep attacking that hatchery. He would have maybe sacrificed a couple of Mutalisks for it. But it would have been a fair trade to take down one of the Zerg's production buildings. Severely lower his production capability. It would really cripple the Zerg at this point. So that expansion almost up for GGplay, and the Zerg is forced to still stay inside his base. I must say, being able to just call him the Zerg is for some reason comforting, even though he's not, the Zerg. The Zerg player, the Zerg, yeah, whatever. Even though they're both Zerg, so that didn't make much sense. Hatchery and Extract now pop in, so a Mutalisks also for the Zerg now, but quite a smaller force than GGplay has there. I don't know if it's a full control group. I can hardly tell, but at this point I think he should have more than a control group doing, when you think about the amount of time he has been producing. The Zerg now having a lot of Mutalisks and with a large amount of Scourge nearby as well. He's just gonna think about it for a while, produce a little bit more. He's not close to mining out yet, and he's probably not producing any drones at all. Although I'm guessing now he's sending out the drone to take the expansion. That would be the smart idea to do. Although GGplay, I think, did spot it with that Zergling. If he didn't directly spot it, I'm sure he kind of, has a feeling like these pro gamers often do. They're like, oh, okay, for some reason that drone was taken care of specifically, so he's probably going for a hatchery or something. GGplay now mining from his new base as well, so he's actually moving in a slightly more macro affair than you're used to seeing from ZVZ matches. ZVZ matches are usually played only off one base. They go up to Mutalisks, and then you just have one huge micro battle like you saw in the first set, Huke versus Zero, and you know that pretty much determines the winner. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do here. We're gonna wait until one of the players decides to, you know, okay, I'm ready to engage, I'm ready to move in. GGplay now has a large amount of Mutalisks and a large amount of scores, probably a higher amount than the Zerg has, and I think at any point now you should think about engaging before the Zerg, you know, gets to take up that expansion. The Zerg is obviously going to defend it, but if GGplay can take down that expansion and specifically the forces that are protecting it, he should be able to take advantage. Now he's moving out exactly now. He is going to, I think, go for the expansion because there are those spore colonies in the main. He knows that expansion is there, although he's not quite yet moving in. He's waiting for something. Now there we go, moving in. I'm going to micro around. It's two groups of Mutalisks, and all the Scourge flying in now. Should be able to hit the Mutalisks right ahead. Wow, all the Mutalisks forced to retreat. And GGplay now has a large amount of Mutalisks. Wow, they're just going to boom, 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 right that hatchery. The hatchery is going to go down. The Zerg has no chance. Even if he moved in with his Mutalisks, he can't counter this. Decisive lead now for GGplay. The Zerg moved around, so Mutalisks there, possibly trying to counter, but he has such a small force of Mutalisks compared to GGplay. GGplay now going in for the main. He has a large enough force to go for the spore colonies. As soon as those spore colonies go down, along with those Mutalisks, GGplay is going to take this game. More Scourge popping in. The Zerg really has to micromanagement, but both spore colonies have now gone down. Only a few Mutalisks there, and you're just going to take on GG by the Zerg. That is that. Good game by both players. Could have gone differently if the Zerg had used his Zerglings a little bit better. Because as GGplay transitioned into Mutalisks, he had a window of opportunity to really damage him. He didn't use that opportunity, and as soon as he didn't, he was really left behind. GGplay, you know, transitioned well despite that one moment of weakness. He managed to hold off the Zerg, and then with superior micromanagement and timing, won the game. Good game.